Outstanding play in high school and Friday nights made these 100 stars eligible, qualified to play in the U.S. Army All-American Bowl. 7 will declare their college intentions throughout this game. All 7 still to come. And the first one will be Jamire Calvin, wide receiver out of Cathedral High School in Los Angeles. He is getting ready to roll. He's the first of 7 declarations. We are approaching that time for our very first declaration. The first of 7 belongs to Jamire Calvin out of Cathedral High School in Los Angeles. He'll let you know his college intentions right after this.
Jamire Calvin, wide receiver, Cathedral High School. Which schools are going to be? Find out live on NBC.
Jamire Calvin standing by and ready for his college declaration. We'll get to that in just a moment. Out wide, playmakers like Deshaun Jackson and Odell Beckham Jr. both played inside the Alamo Dome in between high school and college. Thinking about wide receivers, we're thinking about Jamire Calvin. He's ready to let us know where he's going to play college football. Here's Lewis Johnson.
All right, Paul, thanks very much. Jamire here with everyone. This 5'9", 175-pound wide receiver out of Cathedral High School, California, had a big year. 86 catches for 1,300 yards, 17 touchdowns. And he told me that he was motivated by people who told him that he could not be a successful wide receiver at his height. Well, he's done it, and now his family is here. His mom, Yana, is here. Little brother, Jeremiah Calvin, who's 12. I don't think he's so little. And then uncles and aunts all here for the big moment. So we've got some hats in front of us, and you've got a big decision to make. I know it's been difficult, but let's look at these. We've got Alabama, Nebraska, Notre Dame in the middle, Oregon State, and Washington State. And so, Jamire Calvin, this is the moment you've been waiting for. Where will you play your college football?
Well, first off, I just want to thank God for all the opportunities and blessings. And for the next 4 years, I'll be attending Oregon State University.
Oregon State University, I see. And if I'm not mistaken, Jamire, that was a late change. Tell me about this decision process and why the Beavers.
It was, originally I had my mind set on another school, and then for the past few days, just talking with everybody, talking to my dad, talking to God, I just had a hard change, and then just to be able to play with my best friend, Eric Fleming, is just a blessing.
You're not the only one with tears in your eyes, my man. Look at your mom here. Yana, what does this moment mean to you?
This is the moment we've been waiting for, and Jamire deserves it, and this is his moment, and we love him.
All right, now how do you recollect yourself and get back out there and play a football game? It's only the first quarter.
Nah, I'll be fine.
All right, congratulations on your decisions. Enjoy, family. And now over to Barton Simmons, the Director of Scouting for 24/7 Sports. Barton, what do you think?
Thanks, Lewis. Hey, guys, we got an upset to start the show here. Look, the 24/7 Sports crystal ball was pointing towards Nebraska really for a long time, and throughout most of this week, Mike Riley and that staff have made California a huge, huge priority, but he's finding out here with this Jamire Calvin commitment that it's a lot harder to build a pipeline from Los Angeles to Lincoln than meets the eye. I think that's going to take some time. Jamire Calvin told me back in the spring, look, I'm a Pac-12 guy, I'm a West Coast guy. I think that's really played out here, Paul.
Barton, he grew up a huge USC fan. Earlier committed to Nebraska, but as you can see, he's relieved, tears of joy. Great to see that emotion. The future Oregon State Beaver. Let's take a look at what he did on the high school field.
Those physical traits remind me a bit of John Ross III, who's just declared that he's leaving Washington on his way to the National Football League. This is a great get for Gary Anderson and his wide receiver coach, Brent Brennan, actually no longer there with the Beavers, but Anderson able to sort of re-engage Jamire Calvin here apparently, be able to get him to stay and return to that Oregon State commitment. That Nebraska leaning that was there, remember, Mike Riley, former Oregon State coach, became the coach of the Cornhuskers.
And that's a completion to Ty Jones, who will play at Washington. Jamire Calvin just told us he's going to Oregon State. Tears of joy continue. Emotion overtaking him there on the sideline, and as Lewis mentioned, at some point, put a smile on his face and head back out and play some football.
You know, you forget sometimes how emotional this is for these guys. This is something that's been weighing on them for 2-3 years at a time. They're getting pulled in all different directions. It's a relief,
yes,
a weight off your shoulders to finally make the announcement and move forward.
It makes me emotional just watching that. It reminds me of 20 years ago when I committed. I bawled my eyes out too.
As did I. Tate Martell sprint now to his left. And you think about what's culminating there and coming to fruition. They spent so many years dreaming of this moment, hoping they'd be recruited. They felt that the last 3 years. I think they all realized, in addition to it being fun and exciting, it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot to think about, a lot of ups and downs, and you can certainly understand why someone like Jamire Calvin is emotional when it comes to an end.
Well, and it's also turning the page. You know, you're putting high school and high school football behind you, moving on, moving out on your own to college. It's emotional for everybody.
1:41 left in the first quarter. We are still looking for our first points, but we do have our first declaration. Jamire Calvin said he's staying on the West Coast, put on the Oregon State hat. Tears of joy with his mom and members of his family. He'll be back on the field soon. We're back inside the Alamo Dome. 6 more declarations coming in San Antonio.